Live, and I am so glad that you are here. I am Aviola Abrams, and if we are just meeting for the first time, hey, I'm the author of The African Goddess Initiation. Wait, let me take it back again. African Goddess Initiation, Sacred Rituals for Self-Love, Prosperity, and Joy. And we are celebrating my new Oracle card deck, African Goddess Rising Oracle cards. I'm laughing because wherever you are, that's how you have to say the title, okay? African Goddess Rising Oracle cards. Goddess Ava says, I just bought mine yesterday. Yay! Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'm seeing all of your comments. Hello, Goddess Robin. Hello, beautiful Brown Queen. Hello, Goddess Texas. Hello, Goddess Julio. Hello, Divine Julio. Hello, Holistic Concierge from Sweden. Yes, Sweden in the house. Everyone come on in because today it is the Global Goddess Rising circle that we are having all month long, where I'm going to be bringing you guests, doing giveaways, and we're going to be celebrating this deck. It's a Tarot Vibe says I pre-ordered mine a month ago and it came today. I'm so excited. Yay. Well, just right on time because today we're going to be breaking down how to use this deck. Hello, Goddess Carla and Tina Turner. Yes, Goddess from Chicago. I love it. Goddess Danielle says hers came at 8 o'clock last night. So we're going to be breaking it down. I'm going to unbox here. And I had some more of your comments that I wanted to read from yesterday. And I'm also going to be giving away a deck sometime in the next 10 minutes at random to someone who says something interesting, as you all do. Goddess Felicia says Amazon just dropped hers off. Yes. So someone said where to get the deck. So you can find this deck, African Goddess Rising. I'm going to hold it here so you can see the title or see it here. Wherever you buy books, you can also find it on my site at womanifesting.com. Or if you go to Amazon, the direct Amazon link is tinyurl.com/goddess rising deck. tinyurl.com/goddess rising deck. Holistic Concierge says, yes, please. I'm setting an intention for your deck. Speaking of intentions, happy new moon, everybody. Yes, everybody is in the house. So let's get this party started. I am going to now unbox the cards here. Goddess Casey says, I'm reading cards currently at the Maryland Renaissance Festival. Well, maybe you will read the African Goddess Rising deck. So I like to, so we're going to be talking about how to use the cards. I like to just open it regularly with a regular knife. Some people use a ceremonial knife to open their cards. You know, do follow what your spirit says. Goddess Carla says she did no work today because she was learning the beautiful goddesses. Oh, that's wonderful, Goddess Carla. So I'm going to just now unbox them. I'm excited to share these with you. And there are 44 cards in this deck, and the deck is made to work with my book, African Goddess Initiation. Now, you don't have to have the book, but if you're somebody who likes to go deeper with the goddesses, then I would say absolutely get the book as well. So we're opening the deck. And just to show you, here is how the deck started. Those of you who were on yesterday's celebration and we belly danced together, you can find the replay up now. But you met Goddess Destiny, the artist, who was able to bring my vision to life. And this is Goddess Iset, known as Iset, Isis, Aset, Aset, Osset. This is how she started with the sketches. So started from the bottom. Now we're here. This is how the card started. Then from there, we went into illustrations with color. When she took my notes, I gave her a spreadsheet, research clips, everything, videos, and she then created this and then went from there into here. And for a long time, I worked with the cards on printouts like this. So this is how I worked with the cards for a really long time until I got the Hay House deck. And then here's how the cards are the final version of the card. So I'm going to share with you what the numbers mean in the corner, what the words mean, the principles, and how to say the goddess names, as well as the suits for the cards. Yes, thank you, goddess. Thank you so much. Someone says, Beautiful Brown Queen says, book is suggested as it is amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. Goddess Leah says she also has the book. Yes, Saubona, Goddess Lulu Blue Moon. So glad that you are here. So yes, so let's go through the deck now. So then when you open the deck, at the top, you will see this booklet. And I'm really, really proud of this booklet. You know, a lot of people think that when you learn a deck, that means that you stop using the booklet. But there's no need to ever stop using the booklet. I know a lot of people who are deck creators and still use their booklets themselves. You know, I know that I do. So, you know, we put a lot into creating these booklets for you. So there's no shame in using the booklet. You want to also use your own intuition, though, as you get to know the deck and as the deck gets to know you, because the relationship that you have with your deck is going to be unlike anyone else's, making your deck completely unique. And then you will see the cards like this. And I have to share with you, it took me, somebody yesterday said that she was glad that the cards were, you know, the glossy version. They smell good too. She was glad that the cards were the glossy version because she said that it helped with the colors. And let me tell you, that made my little Leo heart so happy, because it took me 2 months at least to decide whether the cards should be glossy or matte, because the matte cards are kind of what's in style right now, but the glossy really shows up the beautiful colors. And for me, as a regular deck card reader, as a regular oracle and tarot card reader, the shuffling is easier on a glossy deck. And so, yes, it is a glossy deck. And I was so happy that she said that. Someone said, does the deck on Amazon come with the booklet too, or just the cards? Absolutely. It all comes with the booklet and the cards. There is a challenge that Amazon was having with some of my friends who are deck creators with counterfeit decks. So if you're getting a deck without the booklet, it's usually because it's a counterfeit deck. Hello, Goddess Kathy. She said that she was looking up Hay House, and here we are. Yes, here you are too. Thank you for manifesting this conversation. So, okay, so now we're going to go through and meet all of the cards in the deck. Let me read for you from the beginning of the booklet and what it says. I'm so glad everybody is here. I'm so glad that you are here. Like, this has been such a journey, and I'm not going to cry. I promise myself I'm going to do this and not cry, but it is very emotional for me because I created this for you. I birthed this for you. So when all of you are here, like, this is, this for me is like, right now I'm just, I don't know, like, happy beyond belief. I am in my joy right this minute. Let me just share with you first. This was my first deck, the African Goddess Affirmation Card deck. And you can still get these, at tinyurl.com/African Goddess Affirmation Cards. Gori says, like, this is my dream coming true. Yeah, it's my dream coming true. We co-manifested it together. And each of these cards, see, they had an affirmation on them and a goddess lesson on the bottom. And then my next deck was this deck, which is very special to me, the Womanifesting deck. This is fertility cards, fertility goddesses from all around the world. Fertility goddesses, and it's a manifesting deck, the Womanifesting cards. You can get those both at my site, womanifesting.com. Then I had a self-love deck, and now we have African Goddess Rising. So here is my love letter for you, my beautiful friends. Welcome, Saubona. Welcome to your African Goddess Rising card deck. Saubona is a Zulu greeting, meaning we see you. You think that you're here because you called on the goddesses, but the goddesses called on you. This deck is a covenant You are now in the sacred goddess temple circle. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. As a woman of African Guyanese heritage, I grew up with intimate knowledge of many of the enchanted beings you will meet in this deck. I come from generations of intuitives and healers, so channeling divine downloads is not new to me. But these oracle keepers were persistent. They dreamed me, they pursued me, and guided me through this co creation. And then Spirit and I manifested Goddess Destiny Powell and her spellbinding artwork. And this oracle deck bloomed. These cards are divided into 9 temples. So there are 9 inner temples in this deck, okay? 9 temples or suits. The Threshold Guardians, the Ancestors, Conjurers, Warriors, Shadows, Lovers, Griots, Queens, and High Priestesses. They represent the 9 divine inner temples you must face and integrate to awaken goddess energy within. And I'm planning a retreat in June. Save the date, early June. We're gonna get to do all of this together, do all the rituals and a lot of magical stuff. Save the date. The oracle system reaches from the continent of Africa deep throughout her diaspora. And then there's more. Go on and on. So you can read that yourself in the book. But let's go through the cards. So the first inner temple in the deck has 2 suits that are considered illumination cards. So when the illumination cards show up, it is because there's something that you really need to pay attention to. Goddess Allison says, saving the date. Yes, early June, we are going to be together as a goddess circle. Yes, Gary says she is high priestess energy. Yes. And so once you have cleansed your deck, cleared your deck, I shared today on social media and I shared in yesterday's video how to clear the deck. How to cleanse and clear a new deck and bless the deck and activate it for your use. Then the first 2 cards in this deck with the gold, see the numbers on the top right, the color of the numbers show you what suit or temple it's in. So these are the Threshold Guardians. These are the first people you meet in the deck. These are the first people, the first goddesses you meet in the book. And these are the most ancient from Old Dahomey, which is now known as Benin in West Africa. And we begin with meeting Nana Boluku. Nana Buluku. I'm saying the pronunciation of each name. And it's okay if you don't, if you mispronounce. Go through, your intention will read. It's all about your intention, the power of intention, okay? So go through and speak the names out loud. Your name is a spell. That's why we also resonate with hearing our own name and wanting our names to be said correctly. Your name is a spell, and the same with the goddesses. So Nana Buluku, if you are somewhere where you can speak out loud, say it. Nana Buluku, yes, Nana Buluku. Yes, Goddess Casey says this feels like power, ancient power, tapping into something very powerful. Absolutely, absolutely. This is Nana Buluku, and she is ancient, so ancient, in fact, that when you are working with her, and this goes more into what's in the book tells you how to do rituals for each and every goddess. When you are working with her, say, in ritual or on your altar or whatever it is, you don't use metal knives on an altar or anything you prepare for her, because she predates the Metal Age. Okay, so Nana Buluku. So she represents seasons, the seasons of your life, the cycles of your body, the seasons that we are in. Right now, it's new moon. Right now in the hemisphere that I live in, it is autumn. It is harvest season. She is all about the seasons. Where are you in the season of your life? Are you in a season of motherhood? Are you in a season of, moving forward? Are you in a season of where you need to take some time off? What is the season? So she is all about that. Then the next 2 entities that you will meet, some say are her children, and in some they are the supreme. She is the supreme being, and some say that they are the supreme, depending on where you are in Benin, Old Dahomey. And this is Mawu Lisa. Somebody say that out loud to yourself. Mawu Lisa. Yes. Wrap your voice around these consonants and these vowels. Mawu Lisa. Mawu is very powerful. She is the moon. Lisa, some say her brother, some say her husband, is the sun. And they are twins. And together they represent cosmic power. When you see them show up in the deck, that means that you either are about to activate a season of power, or that there is some cosmic power that is coming toward you that you are holding yourself out of alignment with, that you need to adjust, because everything for you is opening. Everything is wanting you to shift, and it is up to you to allow it. Mawu Lisa, the sun and the moon. Then next up, so after them, we have our inner temple of ancestors, the temple of ancestors. Now, the temple of ancestors is what you also may know as your root chakra region, your root chakra region. And so the numbers in all of the ancestor temple cards, there are 5 of them, are red, blood red. See, so these are the temple of ancestors, which represents, again, your root chakra region, feeling safe, feeling grounded, all of that. And so the folks who showed up in this deck, African people worldwide, let me just tell y'all, if you don't know any African folk, let me tell y'all, if you invite us, we're going to bring friends. We're going to bring friends. We're going to bring friends. And it's the same with the goddesses in this deck. When they came forward, they brought friends, and they brought ancestors with them, and queens. So this suit is all ancient, real, true ancestors who have walked the earth, and it is very powerful. So when we speak their names, when we say their names, you may want to even just take these 5 cards out if you have an ancestral altar, and put them on your ancestral altar. Very, very powerful. We have Goddess Sachi. Okay, Goddess Sachi. And she is here to bring us the gift of grounding. She shows up when you need to ground yourself, when you need to take a step back and root yourself, plant yourself. And unfortunately, she didn't get to live a very grounded life. And that's why, I was in a circle the other night and someone said, well, with her in her lifetime, she wasn't grounded. So why does she represent grounding in the deck? And it's because not only do we as beings who are here in this earth school teach what we most need to learn, but the same for our ancestors. When our ancestors transition, they have not stopped their journey. Their journey is still going. And so Goddess Sachi, you may know her as Sarah Bartman or the Venus Hottentot. And if you know her story, then you know why I'm holding my heart. And if you don't know her story, then please definitely get the book, read about her, Google her, learn about her. But she shows up when it is time for us to be grounded, okay? That is her lesson for us. And then we have Goddess Tituba. Goddess Tituba, who was an enslaved woman, who was the first person in the Salem witch trials who was arrested as a witch during the Salem witch trials. She was kidnapped from the Guyana region in South America, where my family is from, and then purchased through a plantation in Barbados, where my mother's great-grandfather is from. So I feel very connected to her, because then she was here in the United States in Salem, Massachusetts. Okay, so Goddess Tituba is here to teach us about feeling safe. Feeling safe. Yes, because she didn't feel safe in her life, but she is here to give that to us. And how beautiful. It is safe to feel safe. Somebody type that into the comments. It is safe to feel safe. It is safe for us to feel safe. It is safe for us to claim our voices. It is safe for us to gather together like this. It is safe for us to feel safe. Yes, it is safe for us to feel safe. Whew. Goddess Elisa says she is in the elder season. Yes, it is safe for us to feel safe. The next ancestor who is here for us in this deck is Goddess Mbuya Nehanda. Say her name, Mbuya Nehanda. And you can just say Nehanda if Mbuya is a bit beyond you first. Mbuya Nehanda. Now, she is what is known as a lion spirit. And this great ancestress in Zimbabwe, in her 50s, she was a healing and medicine woman in her 50s, decided that she needed to protect her community against colonialism. And so she went to war. She was a warrior. She was an actual human being who walked this earth, but she also inhabited what was called the Nehanda spirit. And throughout time in Zimbabwe, different powerful women in different generations are inhabited by the Nehanda spirit. They channel the Nehanda spirit. So she channeled the Nehanda spirit. And even today, there are people coming forward saying, I am the next Nehanda. I'm channeling the Nehanda spirit. And then they are given a test. And none of them have passed the test yet in our lifetime to be the next Nehanda spirit, but perhaps one will soon. Perhaps one will soon. Goddess Wendy says we've reached our limit on Facebook of how many can join. I didn't even know that there was a limit on Facebook. If so, come over. I'm on YouTube and we're live on Instagram as well. Next up, we've got Tituba, we've got Nehanda, Sarah Lakali. Say her name, Sarah Lakali. Sarah Lakali is known and venerated by the Romani people. The Romani people. The people who I don't want to use the derogatory term that people commonly know the Romani people by. But Sarah Lakali was originally from Egypt, and some say she was the daughter of Mary Magdalene. Some say that she was a princess. Some say she was a wise woman. Some say she was even the daughter of Jesus. Sarah Lakali. This is Sarah Lakali, and she also has a very powerful story you can read in the book. So those are our great ancestors. Ooh, wait, let me not leave Mother out. And then there is Marie Laveau, who represents good juju. Oh wait, Sarah Lakali represents divine lineage. When she shows up, it's to remind you that you are connected to the source of all that is, that your first ancestor is the creator, the most high. God is your first ancestor. When she shows up, it is to remind you that you are connected to the source of all that is. Okay? Yes. Next up, Marie Laveau. And Marie Laveau represents good juju. When she shows up in this deck, what? She is bringing you abundance. She is bringing you, it could be health abundance. It could be love abundance. It could be your coins, your cash, your money. She represents good juju, good energy. And so they are our 5 ancestors who are in this deck. So as I said, you can take them out. You can put them on an ancestral altar. You can get to know them in that way. I didn't talk about like how to store the cards, but for example, one of the things that you may want to do, I like to store my cards in the box. And then then sometimes wrap a cloth around them, but you can use a bag like this. This I just got off of Amazon. If you're someone who wants to take your cards out of the box, you can use an ancestral cloth. My father brought this from Ghana in West Africa in the 90s. And as you can see, it's torn, but it means very much to me because my father brought it and gave it to me. And so this is something that I will often wrap around cards. Or yesterday I shared with you that this belonged to my Aunt Sylvie in the belly dancing lesson. I was wearing this. You could wrap it in something like that. So then next up, we have the Temple of Conjurers. And the Temple of Conjurers is where your sacral chakra is, your yoni energy. So your energy of creativity and creation. Creativity and creation. Type into the comments and affirm, I am a creative force. I am a creative force. So these cards will have an orange number here. As you can see, an orange number. That is the vibration of that vibratory energy of your Temple of Conjurers, also known as your sacral chakra. And so now we are back into the goddesses. And so these goddesses, I said, are all about creation and creativity. And first up is Engame, goddess of desire. She is from the Akan people in West Africa. And the supreme being, God in her region, is known as Engame. And people say that because, she was originally, she was God. The divine feminine was God. And then when it was shifted to masculine energy, it became Enyame. But Engame, she is a triple moon goddess. That is the moon, as you see, is her bow and arrow. And she gives us our souls. She gives us our souls. And so her cards are about desire. Desire. Her cards are all about desire, which is a potent creative force. You daring to desire is a creative, there's nothing that is around us that didn't start with desire. Absolutely nothing. Yes, Goddess Casey says she can hear her ears ringing out of control. Yes, and she said that her third eye is going crazy seeing this deck. Yes, I know that a lot of you are probably experiencing the same. Drink some water. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Whew. Okay, so that's Goddess Engame. Then next up is Goddess Mojaji. So Mojaji is known as the Rain Queen, and this is a card of manifestation, a very powerful card. When you are birthing something, you want her to show up. She knows how to make it rain. Make it rain. And the Rain Queen, actually, this is the only lineage in the world that is a 700-year plus matriarchy in South Africa. It's a lineage that passes down, an actual lineage that is recognized by the South African government, that passes down from mother to daughter, mother to daughter. And only right now is the throne of the Rain Queen, the throne of the Mojaji, empty, only because it's waiting for the last Rain Queen's daughter to come of age. So I think that next year there will be the installation of the newest Mojaji. And she doesn't have a husband. She has wives because they don't want men to inherit their money. So she has a secret husband, but he can only visit her at night. And she has wives who come and support her in creation, in making it rain. Yes, manifestation. Goddess Mojaji, the Rain Queen. Next up, we have Ma'at or Mayat. I say Mayat. Some people say Ma'at, who you may know as the goddess of balance. Yes, thank you for the hearts. Yes, Goddess Mayat. And in this deck, she represents giving and receiving, because receiving, the property of receiving, is so important for those of us who are wanting to call in more divine feminine energy. Receiving, most of us are out of alignment with receiving. And receiving, I know y'all are all natural givers. I'm looking at Goddess Christy, I'm looking at Goddess Tammy, Goddess Jasmine, Goddess Kathy. I know that you are all natural givers, but if you are giving without receiving, then you are out of balance. And so when she shows up to remind you about giving and receiving, and the importance of that both are required. So if you see her, for all of us here as a tribe, I know that it'll usually be because you're wanting to learn the practice more of receiving. How can I receive more? Or if you're already a good receiver, how can I give more? What can I give? What can I give? Give your time, give your money, give your heart. What can I give? That is what she is here to remind us of. And her story is also very potent. Goddess Wendy says she's out of balance at the moment. Yes. Yes, learning how to receive is a necessary practice. Maybe we'll do another receiving challenge. I did a receiving challenge some time ago. Maybe we'll do another receiving challenge. And then Goddess Tanit. Now, as you see Goddess Tanit, she is belly dancing. Look, she looks like Goddess Sana, who is belly dancing, teaching us how to belly dance yesterday. And I'm going to bring Goddess Sana back on another live stream, and we'll do another full class with her. Goddess Tanit is from Tunisia in North Africa, and she's about pleasure. Type into the comments, I deserve pleasure. Yes, these cards are, one of the ways to use these cards is also for your personal development. They are a personal development tool. And so, pleasure, adding a pleasure practice to your life, pleasure, as my sister Goddess Damali says, as a spiritual practice is very important. Very important. Yes. And look, see, that is Goddess Tanit. Goddess Tanit. Yes, Goddess Carla. I deserve pleasure. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And so people still in Ibiza do table dancing in tribute to Goddess Tanit. So the next time you're somewhere where you can table dance in June, when we're together at retreat, we will definitely do some table dancing to salute Goddess Tanit. And she has, like when they say in like old movies, there's gold in them there hills, there's gold in them there hips. There's gold in them there hips, the dancing. Yes, there's gold. That is a powerful meditative practice. What we were doing yesterday, we were belly dancing. Oh my goodness, that is a manifestation tool. This new moon energy, moving your hips in the new moon. What? You are creating, you are manifesting, you are birthing. Yes. And she represents all of that. And then I'm so excited about this card because one of the things that was really important for me is that I was given that although it's the African Goddess Rising Oracle deck, it was not just the 54 plus countries of Africa, but representing all of us, Africa throughout the diaspora. And so this goddess is from New Orleans, or let me get it right. Let me get it right because the New Orleans people come after me. New Orleans. Did I say that right? I know I say it like a Yankee. New Orleans. She is from New Orleans. And this is the Seven Sisters representing creativity. When they show up, she or they are representing creativity. So let me tell you the story of the Seven Sisters. So the Seven Sisters actually also existed and lived in New Orleans and were conjure women. And no one knew whether it was one woman, and they still don't know. Was it one woman? Was it seven actual sisters? Was it one woman who could shapeshift into seven other people? No one knows. And there is an address. I give it in the book. If you're in New Orleans, go there, check it out. If you're there, the block where all the seven identical houses were, and people would see them or her, and this magical person looked like they were in their 20s their whole life. And no one ever knew, even people who were going and, getting helped from the Seven Sisters. Is it one sister or seven? And a woman claimed, there were several people I mentioned in the book who claimed that they were the actual Seven Sisters, but none of that has been confirmed. And what happens in New Orleans tends to stay in New Orleans. So I love the Seven Sisters. They are about creativity when you see them, when they show up for you. They're about opening your creativity. So that is your Temple of Conjurers. Next up, we have the 5 cards. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. All this beautiful energy. Next up, we have, let me do a giveaway. I forgot. I'm sorry. And Hay House is here hanging on, waiting for me to do a giveaway. All right, let me spin. Goddess. Okay, I just saw, I think her name is Kathy Ruiz. Kathy Ruiz. There she is. Kathy Ruiz is our winner of a deck today. If you already have a deck, Kathy, then gift it to someone else. Sorry about that, Hay House Goddess. Kathy Ruiz is the winner. Kathy with a K, Ruiz, Ruiz. Congratulations, Goddess Kathy. Sorry about that, Hay House. All right, moving on. Hello, Goddess Saskia. Good to see you. All right, so this is our Temple of Warriors right here, solar plexus chakra. This is our energy of being rooted, being feeling confident, feeling all of that comes from here. When you say I feel it in my gut, or those of us who have anxiety, right? Where do we feel it? We feel it all here, right? You have a so-called weak stomach, all of that. Yes. So this is our Temple of Warriors. And these cards all have a yellow circle here. And also the numbers on the cards, for some of you who are into numerology, sometimes the numbers on the cards will mean something to you. So for example, Goddess Oya, the Orisha Oya, her number is 13. So I want you, when you're reading these cards, pay attention to everything. There's nothing that is here by accident. Like I shared with you, I had so many different levels of downloads. So I had, the levels down, the downloads directly from the ancestors and the goddesses. And then I had, my geeky research that I added on top of that, and then taking all of that and, transmitting it to Goddess Destiny, who then brought her own downloads. And so there's nothing that's here by accident. So there are things here that you may see that mean something to you, that you may say, well, is that right? If it feels right for you, it is your guidance. Goddess Josephine said, I can feel the energy of the cards. Yes, they are very potent, very, very potent. So if it feels to you like, okay, this is what it's meaning, then that is what it's meaning. So these 5 cards, and I'm putting together a gift, a free gift. I'll announce it soon for those of you who have the book and the cards. Okay, so these 5 goddesses, so starting with Goddess Oya. Now, Goddess Oya, she is the goddess of storms, the goddess of storms. So when you see her show up, it often means that, a storm, you're either in the middle of a storm or a storm is on the horizon. You may be feeling emotional angst that you need to clear and cleanse. I share different spreads in the book. The easiest spread to do is just what I call an Ashe spread. Life force. Ashe means life force. Pulling one card and, declaring Ashe, and it's a life force card, a life force reading. Oh, one Ashe says, it poured the day I had my daughter. Oh, yes. So that is Goddess Oya. And the back of the cards, this is the Adinkra Hai Wan Hai, or Hie Wan Hie. And this Adinkra symbol is about that it means that which will not burn. That which will not burn, which is all of us who are in this circle. She who will not burn. Okay, so Goddess Oya. That's Goddess Oya. Next up is Goddess Atete. Goddess Atete, who is a powerful and resilient goddess. She is from the Oromo people in Ethiopia, and she represents worthiness. Worthiness. The women who are still devotees of her, you will often see they hide her behind Mother Mary. She has been merged with Mother Mary, and so she has a special rosary beads that are dedicated to her, but she is hidden behind Mother Mary for the Oromo people of Ethiopia. She shows up to negotiate peace. She shows up to negotiate calm and alignment. She is a champion for women. And in this deck, she shows up and she is here to remind you about your worthiness. Type into the comments, I am worthy. You are worthy. Period. End of story. Next up is Goddess Sekhmet. Goddess Sekhmet. And Goddess Sekhmet, this is also a very special card that I think will resonate with many people here. She represents the wounded healer. The wounded healer. So many of you here in this circle are natural healers, like I said, natural givers. And we also have our own stuff, our own, wounds, our own things that we came to heal. And that's our journey. And so Sekhmet is about wounded healer energy. And when she shows up, she usually means physician, heal thyself. When Sekhmet comes and she taps you on the shoulder, she means, okay, got my selenite. Okay, you have been taking care of everybody else, wounded healer. Let's talk to you. Let's talk to you. Okay. Yes. Next up in the goddess, in the temple of warriors, and my Hay House team, it's okay. I'm going through the whole deck, so you don't have to wait around. I know it's already been 40 minutes. You guys don't have to wait around. We got this, right? Circle, we got this. Next up is Asaseya. Asaseya. Say her name out loud. Asaseya. Yes, Asaseya. And she is a Mother Earth, a Mother Nature goddess. She represents joy. And as you see, she is nursing Earth. She is nursing and nurturing Earth. Yes, with her beautiful halo of moons. And the reason why you'll see a lot of planetary references in this deck, and the reason why I did that is because I wanted to show a timelessness, a beyond timeless and space moment. And Goddess Destiny, she got it right away when I suggested it. And there you are, Goddess Destiny. She says her favorite. Yay. Yes. And so we were talking about yesterday. She's one of my favorites too. Yes. Asaseya represents joy. And that concept was a concept that Goddess Destiny that came through her of Mother Earth nursing us, all of us. Beautiful and so very powerful, so very powerful. She is from the Akan people, who are the people of the Ashanti. So she is from my bloodline. And she is so very powerful. Next up, oh wait, did we go through all of our? Okay, all right, no we didn't. We have one more in this temple, and the temples represent, again, our inner temples, and this is Goddess Satira, who showed up yesterday. Goddess Satira is the card of brazenness, because she was a brazen dancing woman who was dancing in a lascivious way that is frowned upon. And in my parents' country of Guyana, a satira is used as a derogatory term against women because she was showing up brazenly sexy and dancing. And so, of course, yesterday when we were belly dancing and did a reading with Goddess Sana, she showed up. She showed up. Yay. Beautiful goddess, beautiful brown queen says, hi Goddess Destiny, thank you so much. Your artwork is beautiful and it touches my heart inside and out. You move my soul and you are very talented. Yes, she is. And you can buy her work at Poetically Illustrated. At Poetically Illustrated. Okay. All right. Great. All right, so there we go. So that is all our inner temple of warriors. Our inner temple of warriors. Someone said, let me learn some belly dancing tonight. Yes. So you can find her belly dancing replay. It's on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook, and on my Instagram at Abiola TV. And I'm going to bring her back again. So next up, pay attention, because this is a key suit right here, a key temple. Next up is the Temple of Shadows. The Temple of Shadows in this journey separates our lower temples and our upper temples. And if you are wanting to go deeper with yourself, go deeper with your healing, learn how to show up as you all day long, or at least work toward it, you're going to need to do some shadow work, which ain't always pretty at all. And so the shadows in this deck, these seven shadows are represented by shadow so-called monsters from throughout the diaspora. Goddess Lakita says the shadows. We need that. Absolutely. And so this iridescent white or gray, when you see that color, those are the shadow cards. And there are 2 cards here that are not mentioned in the book, and maybe that will be, yes, that will be my gift that I'm going to create for people who purchase both the book and the cards. I'll write or create a video about those 2 that are not in the book. So the first shadow here, all of my Caribbean people will be familiar with the Jambi, a Jambi spirit. And Jambi in this deck represents masks, the masks that we wear, the ways that we hide, who we are from ourselves. The Jambi can also represent in this deck. Sometimes you will get this card and it may mean that someone is wearing a mask with you. Okay, but there is something that is dishonest and out of alignment that is going on when the Jambi shows up. Okay, as you can see, it is all masks. So that's what the Jambi represents in this deck. Next up, Long Bubby Susie. Long Bubby Susie. Long Bubby Susie represents shame. Because her story, Long Bubby Susie, she is known in Central America, in Belize, and by the Garifuna and Creole people there as a spirit who chases children to scare them. And her breasts, one breast gives poison and the other breast gives milk. And she has these long breasts. And so she is considered disfigured and ugly and therefore a monster. And so she represents shame. And so again, if we're wanting to heal for all of us, it is integrating the things that we would feel ashamed of. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You are beautiful and you are perfect. And that is the lesson for us. When you see Long Bubby Susie show up, you know, there is shame. And one of the things that that you can do to figure out maybe where you're blocked in your shadow is take out these 7 shadow cards and pull one of these cards. I was sharing this yesterday, and to know where they're in, what order you want to do your shadow work in. For those of you who are working with the deck and the book, when you pull a goddess or a shadow, you can reference the section in the book and do the ritual associated with the goddess. So that's Long Bubby Susie. Next up is someone who a lot of you will know, a Nancy, who shows up in this deck as Aunt Nancy. Now, Nancy is known throughout the diaspora, Nancy Spider, Aunt Nancy, Nancy. In Guyana, we just call her Nancy. My father used to tell us Nancy stories when we were kids. And in the southern United States, she is known around the South Carolina region by the Gullah Geechee folks call her Aunt Nancy. So she is Aunt Nancy here in this deck. And when she shows up, it is all about betrayal. Betrayal. Those spider webs getting you twisted, getting your mind twisted. You are either betraying yourself or someone is betraying you. Dealing with betrayal, which often has its roots in abandonment. Okay. Next up is the Sukuyan. And my Trini people and a lot of my Caribbean folks will recognize the Sukuyan. The Sukuyan is known by different names in the southern United States. She is known as the Boo Hag. In Guyana, where my family is from, she is known as Old Haig. She has different names, and she is an energy vampire. She sucks the life out of you. And she represents scarcity because vampire energy is all about scarcity. So reminding yourself that we have enough to go around. Type that in the comments. There is enough to go around. There is enough to go around. Yes. Next up, we have Gangang Sarah. Gangang Sarah, who is known as the Witch of Golden Grove in Tobago, from the Twin Islands of Trinidad and Tobago. Gangang Sarah. And Gangang Sara represents resistance. What are you out of alignment with because you are resisting it? Where are you resisting your greatness, resisting your power? Is there something creative that you were born to do and resistance is showing up? Yes. So Gangang Sara also has a very interesting story. Can't go into now, but you definitely want to know her story. Gangang Sara representing resistance. These are the shadows. Next up, you will all know Medusa, who actually was a Libyan goddess. Yes. And when Medusa shows up, and she's been showing up a lot in readings I've been doing over the past couple of weeks, she is all about rage, sacred rage, pissed off, anger. And so we need to face, deal with, integrate, love and accept ourselves and heal our anger. Medusa, Libyan goddess Medusa, who was transformed into the image of a Gorgon, but is actually a goddess. Where in your life are you assumed to be maybe a Gorgon or showing up as a Gorgon and you are actually a goddess? And then next up, she is not in the book, but in the special product that I'm going to make as a freebie for you guys who purchase both the book and the deck. We have Mamlambo from Southern Africa. Mamlambo. As you can see, she is showing up here as part snake, part woman. And Goddess Destiny, you did your thing with Mamlambo here. And so when Mamlambo shows up, she is all about self-sabotage. She is here to tell you the truth about yourself to your face. She shows up usually to healers. She shows up in people's dreams when they are making a transformation into being a healer. They wake up drenched in sweat. It's because they say in the region she's from that they've been swimming with Mamlambo. Mamlambo. Mamlambo is about self-sabotage. So those are the shadows. Those are the shadows. And we've been going for almost an hour. So I think I will leave the rest for our next session. Tomorrow, actually, we have Goddess Marilu with us. But next we have the Temple of Lovers, which is the heart chakra, the Temple of Griots. Griot is a storyteller, the throat chakra, the Temple of Queens, which is your third eye energy, and the Temple of High Priestesses. But we will continue going through them. Tomorrow, Goddess Marilu Shin, who is a medicine woman, is going to be here talking with us. So you don't want to miss that. It's going to be tomorrow, Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Hay House Facebook page and Instagram. Woo! Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for showing up. I can sit here and talk to y'all forever, but I know it has been an hour, and I look forward to us continuing to go through the deck. I brought so many different things to share with you, including Himalayan sea salt and other things, which don't worry about it, all this month as a part of the Global Goddess Rising Circle, we're going to be doing all of this magic together. Okay. You can find replays. Go sign up for replays at globalgoddessclub.com. globalgoddessclub.com. Thank you to all of you. Love you guys. Sawubona. Whew. And that means we see you. Thank you, Hay House. Bye, guys. And get your deck if you didn't get yours already, okay?